Today we're going to continue to take a look at the distributive property. The learning objective for today is that you will be able to use the distributive property to find the product of an algebraic expression and a number. Let's really quickly recap some of the important components in the objective. First, product. You should know the product means to multiply. Also, you should be able to see what expression means. Expression does not have an equal sign. So with distributive property, we are not solving anything. We're simply combining things that are similar and simplifying the expression. Let's review some vocabulary. The distributive property is a mathematical property that helps to simplify an expression. Again, keyword simplify. There's no equal sign because it's an expression. Therefore, you are simplifying to make the problem to its lowest point. What operation is taking place when the distributive property is used? Well, let's look back. Right there in the objective, the operation being used is multiplication. We are multiplying when we use the distributive property. A couple other vocabulary terms that you should already have in your notes. Term, a number, a variable, or the product of a number and one or more variables in an algebraic expression. And that seems like a lot, but we'll break it down. A constant is a term that has no variable, and a coefficient is a numerical factor of a term. So for example, I can have 5x plus 3. Each of these individually are terms, numbers, or numbers and variables there. So these are terms. However, a constant is the one that stands alone with no variable. 3 will be the constant. And then the coefficient is the number only that is in front of the variable. So, like terms. Like terms are where you have something that has the same variable with it. So, for example, take a look at these four. 7a and negative 3a. 4x squared and 12x squared. 6ab and negative 2a. xy squared and x squared y. In your notes, take a moment to identify if these are like terms or not. 7a and negative 3a are like terms. They both have the same variable a. 4x squared and 12x squared are also like terms because, again, they have the same variable x squared. Please don't let the exponent confuse you. What about 6ab and negative 2a? You should have said no, they are not like terms. One has a b, while the 2 does not. The last one, xy squared and x squared y, are again not like terms. They both have exponents too, but look at the location. Here it's with the x, and here the exponents with the y. Therefore, they are not like terms. So let's do some examples of the distributive property. Give you a moment to write this in your notes. We already talked about that the distributive property uses the operation multiplication. So you are simply multiplying that 4 to everything in the parentheses. Now we could use order of operations. However, we already see in the parentheses we can't solve that. That 1 plus 9 cannot be solved simply because the 9 has a variable x. Therefore, in this case, order of operations do not apply. So we need to distribute. We need to give that 4 to everything in the parentheses by simply multiplying. And in math, variables come first. And that is your final answer. There's nothing else to do because there is no equal sign. It's an expression. What about this? Where do you think we should start? Again, we could do, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally for the order of operations, but I see already from that parenthesis, we can't solve. One has an N, one doesn't. So don't need that. Also, I see we have multiplication, and this time then there's a negative 8 on the opposite side. It doesn't matter. You still need to distribute that negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32. Negative 3n times negative 8 is positive 24. And don't forget the variable n. And like we said, variables come first. Take a moment and try this one. We're going to take it up a notch. All right, so I see that we have parentheses, can't solve it. We need to distribute because we have that 10 on the outside. But I see this 9a. Well, right now there's nothing to do with the 9a, so we just bring it down. And then we need to distribute the 10. So 10 times 6a is 60a. 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. Now from here we have something called like terms. Remember, we just discussed it, where we have two different terms that are similar. So I like to put boxes around them so I know that they are alike. 60 plus 9 is 69, and don't forget the variable a. And there's nothing to do with this negative 10. There are no other terms that are like it, and that is your final answer. Take a moment and try this last one. Just again, continuing to increase the level of this problem. All right, so in this problem, you have two different situations that you have to distribute. Excuse me, that's sloppy. All right, so negative 9 times m is negative 9m. Negative 9 times negative 3 is positive 27. And then now you're distributing the 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 4m is 24m. And then I am going to box around things that are similar. Keep in mind, I'm including the sign when I box because it makes a difference. And these are similar or like terms, so I put circles around those. All right, so let's combine. 24 plus negative 9m is 15m. And then 27 plus 6 is 32. And the variables first, so that is my final answer. What about this example, our last one? We have to write an expression in simplified form for the area of each rectangle. Well, we already know, because we've discussed it before, how to find the area of a rectangle. Length times width. So 7 times 5n minus 9. Oh, look what I see. I see a parentheses that I cannot solve, so I am going to distribute and get 35n minus 63. And that would give us the area of this rectangle. So just a couple of review steps. The distributive property first is where you need to actually distribute using and finding the parentheses. Keep in mind you are multiplying when you distribute. From there you are going to combine like terms, anything that has the same variable or if they're both constant, etc. And then the last case is simplify where necessary, and that's after you've combined like terms. Any questions? Perfect. Your exit ticket for today, which you will do at the end of class after your guided practice. Thank you.